Welcome back everybody, Kaido here. It's been a while, I know, a month to be exact, but I did promise all of you that I'll get my hands on all of the One Piece line from SH Figuarts, and here's Trafalgar Law. I think he released about a month or so ago, and I did get him about 3.5 weeks ago, but I've been really lazy when it came to the videos. I've been occupied with life-related things, so I do apologize about that. But as I always say, it's better late than never, don't you think? When it comes to the overall box design, Laws is very similar to all of the other ones from the One Piece line, with the main difference being, like all of the other ones, the color that they chose. In this case, the color pattern is very much yellowish, orangish, which I do appreciate, and it complements the character very well. But aside from that, like always, they have a picture of the figure right here on the right hand side with the name Trafalgar Law at the bottom, which is very funny that it doesn't say Trafalgar D Law, but maybe they don't want to spoil it or something like that. And he says where he came from, which is the raid on Onigashima, which is the area of the anime where all these figures come from. More specifically right here when he's fighting Big Mom with Kid. But he also says his name right here, Trafalgar Law, with a nice window that we can see the figure and all of the accessories that he comes with. And the most complained about, which is this cape that we can get on it when we get to the articulation and so on and so forth. On the side right here, once again, he has his name with the raid on Onigashima with an action pose right here. On the back, you can see the figure in many different poses, the complemental Luffy face that comes in, also known as the DLC that all the figures come with, which is this, the face that they do. It's Kid, Luffy, and Law when there's the fireball coming at them and they don't want to move, which I think is a really nice addition. And I do hope that Kid comes with it. I already have Kid pre-order, but I don't remember if he comes with it or not. And nice thing that you can pull Law with and without the hat, which I think that's a plus. And like always, he has all of this detail in Japanese that I have no idea what he says. On here, on this side, you have all of the different faces, the different action poses that he can be. And right here at the front, you can see the figure once again. So for the box comparison section of the video, it's for those of you that enjoy collecting the boxes or displaying the boxes. This is how Laws look in comparison to another one from the same One Piece line. Here is Zoro, as I did with all of the other ones. They look great together. As you can see, if you're not a heavy collector and you have plenty of space to just put anime lines that you enjoy, like One Piece for example, you can easily keep them in a box and put them side by side. The colors look great together. As I mentioned, the background and on the right hand side, the colors pop so much that makes the figures right here on the right side and in the window just show up so much more. It looks so good. Just take a look at it. Even if you want to put sideways, I do recommend putting on this side right here instead of this side, because this side is kind of bland, and I think this side just offers so much different poses, different faces, and like I said, the colors just pop so much. And right here, the names at the bottom, it looks great. So I do recommend leaving them side by side like this. And right from here, you can see that Law's box is a lot girthier than Zoro's when it comes to side like this. But when it comes to the front, they are about the same width. And here's how it looks from the top. So putting them side by side one more time like so. I do recommend it. Like as I mentioned, if you have space on your shelf, keep them in a box. They look good. Otherwise, if you like playing with the figures, you can put them outside. But if you're just a box collector, they look great like this. Because I know some of you like collecting and not opening the figures. So this is how it looks, and I always like to show it. As you guys know with my reviews, I do like to keep my opinions as natural as possible. I haven't touched this figure at all, moved any of the articulations. I literally got it out of the box and right here in front of the cameras, because I do like to give all of you my honest opinion, because these figures are expensive, and if I don't like something when I see it, I will let you guys know about it. But when it comes to just looks alone, this figure seems from this distance amazing. As I get it closer, this is exactly a 1-to-1 representation of Law during the raid of Onigashima. As you can see his face, they've been upping their game when it comes to their face, when it comes to the One Piece line. It looks just like I expect Law to look. He has this stern look, this serious look. No matter the situation, he doesn't smile. The world can be falling apart, and he always has this serious face on, which I find it really funny. His hat is just like I expect it to be. It has this little texture on it, which I really do appreciate it. There's no paint bleed or anything like that, which I find it really nice. The shirt is basically just a flat color. There isn't much shading going on. The tattoo is on point. Once again, no bleeding whatsoever. The cape has the same feel as the hat does. It has this little details on it to like mimic, I guess, like feathers. I never knew if his like jacket was feathers or not, but it doesn't really matter. This is how his jeans is with the paw marks, which is like his signature style. The tattoos on his hand, which it says death right here. Like, it's really nice. I actually didn't expect them to get such a small detail, right? And I think he's on both hands. Let me see. Yep, both hands. You can also see the forearm tattoo right here. You can see the Made in China logo at the bottom. His shoes are very bland, but this is how they are. And overall, man, just by looks alone, he looks really, really, really nice. I have really nothing to shoot down about his looks. He looks what I expect him to look like. Now, hopefully I can get him to stand. Okay. I think he'll be fine. Yeah, because I'm going to bring Zoro for those of you that like comparisons. So this is how Zoro looks right next to him. And if my memory doesn't fail me, Zoro is about 5'11", and Law is about 6'3", I think. 6'3"? Yeah, I think he's about 6'3", like 191 centimeters, for those of you that use centimeters. So this is how they look side by side. They do look to be the same height, even though Law's shoulder is a little bit higher than Zoro's. Zoro's head kind of makes it up for it. So for those of you that enjoy height and to make sure they all look the same, it really doesn't. But I don't think it's that much of a difference that you'll be complaining about it. So as you can see, he's trying falling apart because standing him is really hard with this cape on. You do got to finagle with the leg, but we can talk more about it during the articulation section. Oh, please stand. Is he going to stand? Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right, guys. So when it comes to the articulation, I do want to say a couple of things. I haven't seen a single video on this figure. Like I said, I was very busy. But the one thing I've heard everyone talk about was how the cape was a disaster. It should be a detachable cape and so on and so forth. So we'll see if that is the actual case for me. And if it really does bother me, I can see that it affects the neutral poses standing, but we'll see how the overall articulation is hindered by it, if so at all. So starting with the head, rotation, he can really do 360 because I think the cape stops it on the back. It can look down about this far, look up about this far right here. When it comes to the arm, he's able to raise his arm about this far before getting caught by the cape. This far sideways. This joint is ugly, by the way. I just want to point that out really quick. Not that it bothers me, but I do know that for some people it bothers them. The cape doesn't seem to hinder that, but the way that they kind of section the cape out, I'm sorry for moving around, I'm just talking about what I see. It has this weird gapping now. So you can see the cape right here, but this gapping because the arm is up. I don't know if there is a way to like finagle around it. Maybe if you do it like this. Not really. It still does this weird thing with the cape. And then, as people mentioned, there's no way to detach the cape because it seems to be glued in on the back. The cape is very soft. It reminds me of the coat from Kurama Link Mode Naruto. It's very much the same, like the soft plastic. I think the Naruto one was a little bit softer, but it's here nor there. When it comes to the arm, amazing elbow movement, more than 90 degrees, clearly double jointed, so no problem whatsoever. If you push it, he can move his arms up, but not that much. And once again, this is ugly, by the way. I just can't fail to see it. Whoa. This is... okay. I gotta give him credit on this. The bird fly, really good. I think it might be the best one out of the One Piece lines. It might even clear some Dragon Ball figures. He can damn near probably like hug himself. Oh, well. Yep. Okay. That happened. I'm not gonna cut that part out. Okay. It's very easy to put it back together, so it's not that upsetting about it. So, but as I mentioned, he can easily like hug himself, which I think is a really nice addition. So let me see if the arm is okay. Okay. Can he cross, like acting like he's crossing his arms? Yep. So this is really good. I really like this arm movement, regardless of how the cape is. This is what I expect the arm articulation to look like in many of the figures. Bicep swivel right here. Hand, the same like hand things. Nothing much going on, just like a swivel. And you can put it anywhere you want to. Nothing is hindered. Like I said, I really, really like this arm articulation. This is really good. Not many figures have this much range, and I really appreciate that. But now the torso. This is a rubber piece. I don't think he can do much of the crunches, but we'll see. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. If I press it down, he can do a little bit of a crunch, but not much. not much at all. He can look up about this far on the crunch on the stomach section. Not much, as I mentioned. So this is how it looks on the inside. It's just a plain collar. If you push it too much, it's gonna show the inside, so don't try to do that. I don't know why they went with this design. I'm pretty sure people were complaining about that too. They should just section it out in 3 different spots, right here, so you would have all of the range that we needed. It didn't have to be like soft goods right here. Maybe it did. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not an engineer. Maybe this was the best thing they could have done. It's not worse. It's not bad by any means, excuse me, but it's not great. I expected a little bit more when it came to that. Okay, you have waist movement side to side, but you won't get much movement from the midsection of his body. You're probably going to need to get it from somewhere else. So this is as far as he can do the splits. Let's see. Okay, so this is as far as it seems like he can do the splits. Either my leg is really tight or this is as far as he can go. I'm not going to press it any further because it seems to be here. This is it. Not full splits, but good enough. His leg can go this far forward. He can go this far backwards before getting caught. Not bad at all. The knee, very good knee movement. More than 90 degrees. Double jointed as well. It has a little gapping right here, but what can we do? I really wish that they could just like push this printing downwards a little bit, just so it wouldn't be this flat piece. Maybe it doesn't like, it wouldn't look like show accurate, but I think they could just push this down a little bit just to make it look nicer. When it comes to the foot, he has a toe hinge like always. I think very minimal ankle rocker, if at all. Yeah, his ankles are not there, not much of it. You got to really push it, but I don't know how good this will be overall. He has a hinge going forwards and backwards. Standard stuff for the foot, aside from I've seen better foot movement, but it is what it is. He has a tie swivel, which is really nice. And then when it comes to the cape, does it have a hinge? Let me see. You can really see the hinge, but you can kind of like make it float like so. Not the back. Like I said, I really don't get this back design that they did. I really don't. Like, wouldn't you expect this to be on a hinge right here at the top, just like this part's right here? Like, I don't know why they did it like that. And why is it section 3 ways? I mean, I get why they're section 3 ways, so it doesn't hinder the movements of the arm. And the cape is not that heavy that the arm will just like slide all the way down. But the issue is, if you leave it like this, he can't stand. So that's a really, really huge bummer in my book. And from what I can see, he does not come with a stand. That's a huge, huge issue that I wish it didn't exist. If I could just pop that out, he would have amazing movement. Reminds me of the Zoro. I don't know if you guys remember with the skirt. If you remove the skirt, amazing movement on the legs. It feels like it's the same thing over here. Like, nothing is hindered on the figure itself. It's just that the problem is if you put him in a neutral position, like if I just want him to do this, like he most likely, yeah, I'll need to play with it a lot in order to get him up, like play with his legs and stuff. But as soon as you start like moving the arms, put him into random positions and stuff, it's gonna be really, it's not gonna be hard, but it's gonna be just like a hassle. You're gonna need to take your time with it. It's not gonna be really cool posing with it. It's gonna be a lot of hindrance, even though his articulation is great. At the end, I'm going to try to put him into a dynamic pose, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll tell you how hard it was for me and how much I wanted to basically murder my whole lineage in a process. So overall, his articulation is really good, aside from this unfortunate cape issue that he has. I've seen some people remove the cape completely because, like right here, it seems like it's glued right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but all the way down there, people just yanked it out. But I guess I don't want to like say that I understand why they did it. I don't think that was a single time in Onigashima where he removed the cape, but it's just something that it should be an option. It literally should. They were doing such a good job with Kaido and with Yamato, and then having this problem with Law is like a small issue. Not great, but it could be better. Like I said, I was expecting a little bit more. Okay guys, so when it comes to Law and his accessories, he does have plenty of them. I think he has everything you would need to put him into any pose and with any facial expression you expect him to be in on the anime or in the manga. So we can start with the faceplates. Law has 5 faceplates, including this one right here that is on the figure, as I showed previously, which is his neutral look. He also has my favorite face, which is right here, which is the competition that he had against Luffy and Kid when the fireball was about to attack him and to see which one would move first. I really like this face. He also has this attacking, yelling face right here, which I think is really nice. The mouth, the lips, and the tongue is colored perfectly. He also has this smirk face, which is personally my favorite. He also has this one right here, which is his gritted teeth face. I really like this one too. And this is the Luffy DLC face, which pairs perfectly well with Law's face. Like I said, I like it a lot, and I think it's a wonderful inclusion. So he also has this hairpiece right here, which you can remove like so. And then you can put up the face that comes with. And then put the hair on it just to see how it looks like. Look how cool this looks, guys. This face right here is such a meme. I don't think I'll ever pose him like this, but just having this option of this face makes this like 10,000 times better. When it comes to the hands, he does have a lot, and I do like to proud myself as a Law handology expert with all of his moves and attacks. So first and foremost, he has this close grip, not grip hands, but closed fist hands right here. And before I continue, he has 5 pairs of hands, so 10 hands in total, and 3 extra skill hands, if you will. Like I said, this is where my Lawology skill hand set comes in. So like I said, this is his fist hands right here. He also has this hand, which is used to hold on to his sword. He also has this hand right here, which is used to hold the scabbard of the sword. He also has this hand right here, which I'm going to include all. This is the attack / skill hands. So this is the room hand. He has for the left and right, so that's not a problem. He also has the counter shock hand. This one also has for the left and the right one as well. And this were the unique ones. So he has this one right here, which is the one finger, which is the tacto hand, or tact, whatever you want to call it. He also has this one right here, which is the 3 fingers, which is the famous Shambluzu. And he also has this one right here, which is the scan hand, which is used with the knife, with his sword, I guess, if you will. So he does like so, like the scan. So I like that they include basically all of the ones you need. And talking about the sword, okay, this is how the sword looks. It's very show accurate with the little puff right here on the handguard. And this is how it looks alongside the scabbard. Very well made, by the way. No bleed whatsoever in the paint, which I think is awesome. And it attaches just like Zoro. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to slide the actual sword in here. And all you can do is uncap it and cap it back. Okay, everybody, so here are my final thoughts on Law. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm just going to start with the ugly. I did promise y'all that I'll put him into an action pose and see how the articulation works in relationship to the cape. I was not able to. This is as far as an action pose I'm able to put him in without the use of a stand. And the unfortunate part is there's no peg hole on the back. So the stand that you would need to use would either need to be like a foot stand, or it needed to be a stand that wraps up around his waist with a clamp. And those are really hard to come by. Most people don't even have those. They prefer like the peg stand. And I don't think he has any peg holes on the inside. I don't remember, but I don't think so. Yep, he doesn't have any peg holes on the back. And with that being said, this is as far as an action pose I was able to put him in. Granted, for Law, if I'm playing devil's advocate, this is as much as you need him to be in. Law is not known for being like the most athletic. He just uses his mind and his wits to get where he needs to be. But like anything really that requires him to be with his legs spread further than maybe neutral poses like it is right now, he would just tip over, either to the front or to the back. If his legs are spread apart, he won't be able to hold his weight of the cape, so he will fall backwards. And if you try to lean him forwards, he won't lean forward because once again, he doesn't have any crunch on the back. And also the foot part, like the ankles right here and the ankle rocker, are horrible and wanky to deal with. So for poses like this, oh, he looks great. And like I said, for Law, this is how you mostly see him throughout the show. You see him like this, and this is how he looks like. So from all sides, he looks how Law is supposed to look like. And I'm okay with it. Like I said, And I mentioned we got Yamato, we got Kaido for what they were. They were 10 out of 10. In Law, I just expected to follow the same idea, but nope. This cape right here and the fact that I cannot remove it upsets me greatly when it comes to like posing him, because I like posing figures. And that's the point of an action figure. If I'm not able to pose it, or if I don't have any fun posing it, then I should just buy a statue. Because as far as I'm concerned, all I can do right here is just move his hands and then move his face into different poses that I want him to be in, as long as it's like on a neutral position. Anything. So if you remember my Naruto pose, like how Naruto was leaning forward, holding the two Rasen shurikens, and he was standing perfectly fine. Yep, Law can't do that. And it amazes me because it's the same company. It's not like it's a different company. No, it's the same one. But I guess they're just trying different things with One Piece and see which one sticks until they find like the perfect balance. But once again, articulation on this figure is great as long as this cape is not included. But it is, so I gotta deduct massive points from it. So for you guys that want to buy it, remember, you either gonna need a stand if you want to put him into action poses in a very specific type, because a normal stand won't hold him up, or you're just gonna put him into neutral positions like so, during the shambles, during the tacto, maybe an injection shot. I'm pretty sure he can he can hold an injection shot, holding the sword forward. He has no problem holding the weapons whatsoever. And then as you guys can see, I put the smirk face on, so you are able to switch the faces with the hat version or with the hair version. All you have to do is pull from underneath it and switch the hat like so. But other than that, I'm great that we got a Law figure. It wasn't my wildest dream that we would get anything Law related. I wonder if they ever going to release other Laws. Like, for example, I think the only Law that will be able to have good articulation, given their track record of Figuarts, is the Law from pre-time skip, because he has no cape or anything. Because if we get Punk Hazard, he has a coat. So they're probably going to do something similar to Zoro, and he's going to fuck up the whole thing. He won't be able to move his legs at all. And this one is like the in-between version, and they did an unremovable cape. So like I said, that's very unfortunate. But overall, as I said with all the other One Piece reviews, if you're a One Piece fan, it is unfortunately a must get. If you're not a One Piece fan, you can just pass by it. There are other lines of figure from Figuarts that are better, like the Chainsaw Man, the Jujutsu Kaisen, and many others, like the Dragon Ball Z line if you're looking for articulation. But this, let me not say it, the articulation is not bad, but it could be a lot better. And it would be 10,000 times better if you just remove the cape. So if you don't care about like maintaining your figure, I'm pretty sure you can just yank the cape out of the figure and it will look perfectly fine. Or put it into hot water and remove I think it's just glue holding the cape together on the back, really. So, or I'm pretty sure someone on YouTube already did that tutorial to just remove the cape. But now I'm afraid of what they're going to do with Kid. By the way, I do have Luffy Gear 5 on pre-order. So as soon as they come out, I promise I'll release it as soon as I put my hands on it. But other than that, Kaiser signing out, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.